Do do do. Alrighty, so what's the plan? So the plan today is that I'm going to be ranking One Piece anime arcs, and currently I don't know how many is listed on this tier list. I just chose a random one that I think has the most, and that is also labeled. So, without further ado, I don't know if I should go in order, but I don't plan to because I think it's much more fun to just go along and do what we have. So, let's just go with the way this thing's labeled from left to right and work our way down. And this might be a hot take, so for some people, if you don't like my opinion on these arcs, then by all means, it's fine with me. We all agree to disagree. So, without further ado, let's start off with which is the first one, Whiskey Peak. Whiskey Peak, in my opinion, is a mediocre arc. I'm going to put this at a C tier. While it is pretty interesting, it's not at Alabasta yet, and I think this is just pretty much a build-up to the Alabasta arc, or is it Arabasta, depending on how you pronounce it. And as such, so, Diary of Kobe Meppo. This is nothing interesting to me, so I'm going to put this at a D tier. And yeah, there's really not much I can say about it other than it's quite a mediocre arc all around. And to be honest, I think this is a filler arc as well, so there goes that. Next, we have Little Garden. It's kind of funny because Little Garden is not Little Garden at all. It's full of giants. Two battle giants. I think this arc is pretty touching, but I do think it is also... This one's between B and C. For now, I'm going to leave this at a B tier because I do think it does have some value, and I do think it is an interesting arc. So, why not? Now, Drum Island. Drum Island to me is an S tier. This is such a great introduction to our one and only Dr. Chopper, and Chopper is an amazing character. I love Chopper. And I also love the conclusion of this island and the arc that it tells because the story is very touching. I think Chopper as a character is severely underrated. So, I really do think that Chopper deserves more recognition. Not to mention Chopper is adorable. I love that little bastard. And he's not a raccoon, he's a reindeer. So, the next arc, Alabasta. Alabasta is an S tier for certain. This, to me, has some of the coolest characters, such as Crocodile. I find Crocodile to be a hilariously funny character with a really interesting devil fruit power with sand. And yeah, not many people see Crocodile as a really good antagonist later on because the power scale goes crazy. But I truly do like Crocodile, and it also introduces Nico Robin, and it has some really great moments. My favorite moment, without a doubt, is the end. You know what I mean? You see me raising my arm up like this. I seriously wish that Vivi joined the Straw Hat Pirates, but she doesn't. But either way, I'm very satisfied with this arc. I think this arc is an amazing arc overall. So I have no complaints. Post Alabasta, this is actually a filler arc. Most of the filler arcs I don't really enjoy. And while I don't see them as bad per se, I don't really see the necessity for them. So I'm going to put Post Alabasta maybe C or D. Well, it's better than Diary of Kobe Meppo. But I'm just going to put this at a C tier for now. So, Goat's Island. This is also a filler arc, I believe. And I do not like this arc at all. While I do think it is wholesome, I do not really see this arc having an overall impact on me. But the one thing I do love is that it tells you to don't give. It basically says don't give up on your dreams. So I'm gonna put this at a D tier. Rainbow Mist. I believe this is also. Is this a filler arc? I don't remember, but I don't really find this arc to be memorable as what I would like. So I'm gonna leave this one at a D tier as well. There's going to be a lot of D-ish tiers and whatnot. This is Jaya. Jaya was right before Skypia, I believe. And I think this is the arc that introduces, what you call it, Blackbeard. But I'm just going to put this at B tier. Skypia, to me, is an S tier. This, no question, period, S. For those who are unaware, I really love Skypia. Skypia is basically everything that One Piece is. Craziness, fun, intense, and tells an impactful story. But there's still a lot more coming in. So, let's continue. Romance Dawn. This is the first arc in the beginning of One Piece. I think this, to me, is a C tier. I don't want to say it's bad per se, but it's a mediocre introduction, to be honest. Like, compared to the rest of these arcs, I seriously think it's a bit mediocre. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's a bit mediocre. G8. This is actually another filler arc, but this is actually one of the best filler arcs there is, in my opinion. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put this one at B tier. This is probably the best filler arc in One Piece, in my opinion. I really do love this arc. Long Ring, Long Island. This one, okay, this arc here, everyone, is pretty boring. It's funny because when I watched this, I originally thought this was a filler arc, but it isn't. But I'm going to leave that here. This leads up to Water 7, which is a really great arc. Ocean's Dream. This is also another filler arc, I believe. And I don't really like this arc at all. Well, there is that one moment, though. So for those who don't know, there's actually a moment where Luffy and Zoro actually has a battle and whatnot. And I think that's pretty much the only... Well, I'm going to put this at C tier for that. Just for that. So, yeah. Man, oh man. I love these. Foxy's Return. I do not like this tier. That's an F. This is going to be the first F you'll see in this tier list. I think Foxy is a pretty lame character. That's why I don't really like Long Ring, Long Island, or Long Land or whatnot. Very boring character, and one character I certainly do not like. Water 7. This is A tier. Okay, hear me out. A lot of people will put this at S tier, but the next arc after it, without a doubt, is S tier. And possibly my favorite arc of all time in One Piece. Enies Lobby. There is no question, without a doubt, that this arc here is S tier. Nobody argues that. This is the S tier worthy arc. Everything about it is powerful. Nico Robin, what a great character arc. It's better if you just watch it yourself. So, let's see. Post Enies Lobby. I don't remember this arc. Is this a filler arc? I'm just going to put this one as C because I don't remember. Unless it comes back to me by memory. Yeah, I'm going to put it as C. Okay, what's next? Ice Hunter. So this is Ice Hunter, and yeah, I believe this is also another filler arc, because I don't remember this being canon. I'm just gonna put this one as C tier. A lot of the filler, okay, hear me out. If it's arcs that are, really irrelevant to me, or if they're filler arcs, I tend to put them a bit lower. I'm not saying they're bad arcs. I'm just saying they don't have much of an impact on me as a watcher than I will like in terms of most other arcs. So please understand this is a fair comparison. So without further ado, let's continue. Okay, Thriller Bark. Okay, Thriller Bark to me is a B tier. I don't think this arc is... I mean, you get that one Luffy, whatever, with the being possessed by those spirits or whatnot, with the ghost and whatnot. I forgot what's it called, that form that Luffy has. I mean, it's a one-time thing and it's cool, but do I think it's an A tier? Not really. But I do love, I do love Thriller Bark though. It introduces, dang it, Brook. There it goes. So I gotta give credit what credit is due. So what's next? Spa Island. This is another D tier. Spa Island to me is not really anything I would personally like. It's just, yeah, a little bit of a relaxing sort of thing. So okay, this is a lot of hot takes. I know everybody's gonna roast me for One Piece, but this is One Piece. There's so many arcs. You gotta treat them all fairly. So, Orange Town. Orange Town is pretty much... This is another C tier. Okay, a lot of these will be C tier. C tier for me is not bad. To me, C tier is where all the mediocre stuff goes. And yeah, Orange Town introduces Buggy, or the clown nobody likes. I don't like Buggy, but that's just me. So, what's next? Sabaody Archipelago. Okay, this one here is a B tier without a doubt. It introduced, I believe this is the one with Kumo in it, and Kumo is basically, you learn a bit of, yeah, I'm going to leave that one as is. This is B tier. It's a good arc, but it's not anything like amazing. Amazon Lily. This is, to me, is an A tier. You know why? Boa. So, yeah. What do I need to say? Any more than that? No. Boa, and that's all you need here. Luffy's waifu, basically. Straw Hat's separation. So this comes after the Marineford arc, supposedly. And this is basically where the time skip is going to start. I'm going to put this at a B tier. I do like how the Straw Hat separation basically puts them on their own. And they basically are going to have their own training arcs each individually. So I do like that. And I do think that it is quite an interesting, perspective of change. To seeing them together, to them being apart. So, Impel Down. This to me is an A tier. I love Impel Down. It's basically a prison break arc, and it so much happens in this arc. It's such a great arc. I can't put it down a B in my opinion. I think Impel Down is a unique arc on its own, and you get to see how Impel Down works as a prison because it's been talked about until then. So yeah. Little East Blue. This is also this is technically... It's not really... Well, it basically introduces us into a movie. I'm going to put this at D tier. because I'm not a big fan of that one. I think Little East Blue is on like it's not many episodes. That's all I can say. Marineford. This is an S tier. Period. Marineford will forever be S. Is just that good of an arc. Whitebeard, Ace, Luffy. It's, man, it's such a great arc. I really do like it. I refuse to put Marineford at A. I mean, it can go at A, but it's Marineford. Come on, guys. You gotta be with me. Whew. Post-war. Okay, post-war is basically a character build-up arc. I'm gonna put this at A tier because I think Luffy really becomes an actual character because now he's more aware and he doesn't really, even though he's still a goofy character, he's at least a bit more wary of his actions. So I'm gonna put that at A tier. Return to Sabori. Okay, this is where I'm gonna put this at A tier as well because you get to see all the Straw Hat Pirates come together again, and you get to see the improvements that they made over the last 2 years. So the time skip you'll see is whether it's worth it or not is up to you. I think it was worth it. So let's see what's next. Fishman Island. This is a A tier arc. Well, no, it's more of a B, a high B. I think Shirahoshi, the princess and whatnot, is a great character or whatnot. But I think the idea of Sanji dying from a nosebleed is it's a bit much, man. It's so strange to me. It kind of knocks it down a bit. I think when Sanji dying from a nosebleed, losing too much blood, I think it's a bit too much. Even though One Piece is known for being goofy, I think that was a bit of a stretch. Z's Ambition. I don't really remember this arc that well. I'll put this at a D tier. Syrup Village. So this is actually... Okay, Syrup Village is the where they introduced Usopp. That's a B tier for certain. This is a high B tier. I think Syrup Village is pretty funny. Because you get, man, there's a lot going on here, but I do like Syrup Village a lot. Punk Hazard. Okay. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Punk Hazard. But it's a B tier for certain. I think the introduction of some of the characters in there are interesting, and I do like how man, it's kind of Punk Hazard's a lot, and it introduces Kinemon. My pronunciation is off nowadays, isn't it? Caesar's Retrieval. This is actually a filler arc, and I'm gonna put this at D tier. I believe Caesar's Retrieval is, in fact, a filler arc. I could be wrong, though. Don't quote me on that. But I did not really like that arc at all. Dressrosa is an S tier. Gear 4, man. Okay. I think the one problem I have about Dressrosa is that it's a very, very, very long arc. But I do think the payout is worth it. And I do love that Luffy finally fights Doflamingo. Oh my gosh, man. About time, man. But Gear 4, though, that's worth every single watch, in my opinion. Silver Mine. I believe Silver Mine is also a filler arc. I'm gonna put that as C tier, actually. I think it is better than these down here, but I don't really say anything memorable about it. Zoe is B tier. I think it's a good arc, but at the same time, I also think it's a bit, how should I say? It's a bit normal. Not anything too crazy. Marine Rookie. So for those who don't know, Marine Rookie is also a filler arc. This is one of the better ones, but I wouldn't say it's good by any means, in my opinion. is more just focusing on the rookies. So there's that. Whole Cake Island is an A tier for me. I love Whole Cake Island. You get Sanji's background, his backstory, and you get to see Germa and whatnot. And you get to see Sanji's family, and you get to see some awesome stuff in Whole Cake Island, especially with the battle with Katakuri and Luffy. I really loved it. A tier. Will I put it at S? No. But I do, well, for me, I wouldn't really put it at S, but I think it is worthy of A tier. Reverie. This is more of an exposition arc rather than an actual arc, but I'm going to put this at B tier because you get to see the kingdoms come together and you get to see the impact that Luffy has made. So I do think this arc is worth checking out. Seadra Guild. This is more of a filler arc, I believe. It's not really a filler, but put that at D. Seadra Guild is more of, I think, it's not really, I have my reasons, but I don't really see much of an impact overall in the main story. So this is the D tier. I believe that was for the movie and whatnot. I'm going to say Wano for last here, so don't mind Wano. Barate, without a doubt, is A tier. I love Barate. I think Barate or Barate is A to S tier. I like how it introduces Sanji and introduces some really cool characters, such as Mihawk and whatnot. What's next here? Arlong Park. This is an S tier. This is like, I think this arc here is when One Piece actually started to get good. Like, seeing Luffy help Nami fight against Arlong, that, especially the walk towards Arlong, oh man, that was so cool. Without a doubt, S tier. This is a, okay. Let's see. Buggy's Cruise Adventure. This is actually, to me, an F tier. I don't like Buggy. So, what's next? Loketown. Loketown, to me, is a B tier. It introduces Smokey and some other characters, but nothing really too significant, in my opinion. Warship Island. This, to me, is a C or D tier. I'm going to put it as C tier, though. I believe Warship Island is a filler arc, but at least it has something going for it. Reverse Mountain. This is a B tier to me. I think Reverse Mountain is pretty nice, how it introduces the whale and whatnot, and the backstory behind it. But, I wouldn't really put it up here with these arcs here. Just my opinion, you don't have to agree. Last one is Wano. Wano is S tier. Even though right now, as of the live stream of this, right now, even though it's still ongoing, Land of Wano is S tier. No question, without a doubt, S tier. Because, oh man, this is where Luffy really shines. Not just as a character, but as like an emperor of the seas and whatnot. I don't want to say too much about it because it's an experience. So, this pretty much ends around here. So, let's recap. Let's see if I'll change any of these. S tier. Drum Island, Alabasta, Skypia, Aeneas Lobby, Marineford, Dressrosa, Arlong Park, and Land of Wano. Seems fine to me. A tier. Water 7, Amazon Lily, Impel Down, Post-War, Return to Sabaody, Whole Cake Island, and Barate. I might make some changes to this, but I'll leave that as is. B tier. Syrup Village, Fishman Island, G8, Little Garden, Jaya, Thriller Bark, Sabaody Archipelago, Straw Hat Separation, Punk Hazard, Zoe, Reverie, Loketown, and Reverse Mountain. C tier. Romance Dawn, Whiskey Peak, Marine Rookie, Post Alabasta, Ocean's Dream, Long Ring, Long Land, in Post India's Lobby, Ice Hunter, Orange Town, Silver Mine, and Warship Island. D. Goat Island, Diary of Kobe Meppo, Rainbow Mist, Spa Island, Little East Blue, Caesar's Retrieval, Sea's Ambition, CJ Guild. And F tier, Fox's Return and Buggy's Crew Adventure. This seems pretty accurate to me for now. In the future,